The Ottoman harem was a world of whispers and silk-draped shadows, where love and betrayal walked hand in hand. It was a place where powerful women rose and fell like the tides, their fates decided not by bloodlines, but by charm, wit, and ambition. And among all the women who ever walked the halls of Topkapi Palace, none shone brighter or cast a darker shadow than Hürrem Sultan. She was a slave girl who became a queen, a lover who became a ruler, a woman who rewrote the laws of the empire for herself. This is her story. She was not born into power. Far from the golden domes of Istanbul, in the cold lands of Ruthenia, modern-day Ukraine, a young girl lived a simple life. Some say she was the daughter of a priest. Others claim she was just an ordinary village girl. But fate had other plans for her. One day, her world was torn apart. Crimean Tatar raiders swept through her village, burning homes, stealing treasures, and capturing people to be sold into slavery. Among them was a red-haired girl with bright, laughing eyes, a girl who would one day rule an empire. She was taken to the great slave markets of Constantinople, where women were bought and sold like fine fabrics. There, she was purchased and sent to the Imperial Harem, where the Sultan of the Ottoman Empire, Suleiman the Magnificent, ruled over a world more powerful than any other. But she was not just another concubine. She had a weapon, her mind. When Hürrem arrived in the harem, Suleiman was already a man in love. His heart belonged to Mahidevran Sultan, a beautiful and noble concubine who had given him a son, Prince Mustafa, the heir to the empire. But then came Hürrem, the girl with the fiery hair and a smile that could melt stone. She did not beg for attention like the others. She did not weep or mourn her lost home. She laughed. Suleiman was intrigued. No woman had ever dared to be so bold in his presence. And so, night after night, he called her to him. Night after night, he fell deeper under her spell. Soon, Hürrem Sultan became the most important woman in his life. Mahidevran, the once beloved favorite, was cast aside, and Hürrem was just getting started. There was a rule in the Ottoman harem: no concubine could marry the Sultan. Hürrem decided to break it. For centuries, Ottoman sultans had taken concubines, had children with them, but never married them. The mothers of their children remained in the harem, always at the mercy of the Sultan's whims. But Hürrem wanted more than comfort and security. She wanted power, and Suleiman loved her too much to deny her anything. So, in an act that shocked the empire, he did the unthinkable. He married her. A mere concubine had now become Hürrem Sultan, the legal wife of the ruler of the most powerful empire on earth. And with that, she changed Ottoman history forever. But Hürrem's story was not just one of love, it was also one of ruthlessness. There was one obstacle standing between her and ultimate power: Prince Mustafa, the son of Mahidevran. As long as he lived, he was the rightful heir. If he became Sultan, Hürrem's children would be in danger. She needed Mustafa gone, and so she plotted. For years, she worked in the shadows, whispering in Suleiman's ear. She played on his fears, convincing him that Mustafa was plotting against him. The Sultan hesitated. Mustafa was his firstborn, his strongest son, the one he had once cherished above all. But love is a dangerous thing, and Hürrem's love was stronger than blood. In 1553, Suleiman gave the order. Mustafa was called into his father's tent. He entered, bowing low before the Sultan. Then, the mutes descended upon him, strangling him with a silken cord. The rightful heir was dead, and Mahidevran, once the proud favorite of the Sultan, was left a broken woman, banished into obscurity. Hürrem had won. For years, Hürrem ruled at Suleiman's side. She advised him, wrote letters to foreign rulers, and even built great architectural wonders, including the Haseki Sultan Mosque in Istanbul. She was not just a consort, not just a wife. She was an empress in all but name. She remained by Suleiman's side until her death in 1558. Unlike other women of the harem, she did not fade into the shadows. She was buried in a magnificent tomb next to Suleiman himself, an honor no concubine had ever received. Her legacy lived on through her son, Selim II, who eventually became sultan after his father's death. Some remember Hürrem as a romantic heroine, the woman who captured the heart of a great sultan and changed history. Others see her as a cunning manipulator, the woman who destroyed Mahidevran, orchestrated Mustafa's death, and bent the empire to her will. Perhaps she was both. But one thing is certain: Hürrem Sultan was not just another woman of the harem. She was a queen, a strategist, and a force of nature. She rewrote the rules of an empire and ensured that her name would never be forgotten. And even today, centuries later, her story still fascinates the world.